We are live. You are live, and we have 6, 8, 9, 10, 11 seconds. Good afternoon, everybody. We have to begin the conference of the 7th of the week 4 and model 7. My name is your facilitador, Juan Guillermo Hernandez Santos. Okay, good afternoon. We are going to start with this conference, and we have to describe the activities that you have to do in this last week. First, I'm going to talk about uh, the some grades or your activities and the last week and the 2 weeks ago. I'm going to finish to get the grades. Don't worry, we everybody obtain your grades, but only only let me a chance to get the grades correctly. Now we are going to describe what is important activities that you have to do in this week. First, I'm going to share my screen with you. I'm going to present what is the different activities that you have to do. The first activity that you have to do and you have to look in the share is the learning forum. We have in the first activity the learning forum. In the learning forum we have to answer two questions that I I have written in the morning and the 2 weeks. Let me. Sorry, the two questions that I have to answer. The first question is, what do you learn? What did you learn? ¿Qué aprendiste? What did you learn? Or what do you learn? ¿Qué aprendiste? I'm sorry, in this question we have to correctly. And the other question is, what would you like to learn? Okay, we have to answer the two questions. You have the learning forum. In the learning forum, you have to identify uh, that did you learn and what would you like to learn. And we have to share your opinion and have changed. Your opinion have changed respect of that you think before to study the high school. Okay, now we have to answer. We have to answer the questions. And uh, what is sorry in these questions? This is no question. This is no not a questions. But the question is how has changed. What is your opinion about the study English? I hope to correct. I'm going to maintain these questions, but I have to add some new questions because the question is, how do you think? What is your opinion about? I'm going to write correctly. I'm going to write correctly. Let me a chance. Okay, we have to write a message for you in the learning forum. In this case, I have to write, students, please answer 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 the following question. And the question is, what is your opinion? What is your opinion about that about that you think? What's your opinion about? No, your opinion has changed. Your opinion has changed. No, sorry, have changed. Your opinion has changed. Um, have changed about. Do you think? Do you think before a study they studied in high school. We have the questions. What your opinion have your opinion no no is what your opinion have changed about do you think before study in high school? Uh, what is your opinion about the second language? Uh, if if your opinion changed about the second language, what is your opinion about this? Tell us what is your opinion. I have to think that somebody is here. No, nobody's here. Okay. Now, tell me, what is your opinion? Your opinion have changed if you study English and you study English in high school. If you continue with your share opinion, that you tell me that maybe it's difficult or maybe it's not difficult. Okay. Now, this is this is the first activity that you have to do is answer the learning forum. The other activity that you have to do, the other activity is the Proyecto Integrador My. Now, this is the a little summary about all the topics that we we have studied during this month. Because if you check the days, if you check the schedule, it's like a 1 month that we have studied English. Okay? Now, um, the Learning Forum, we have to Proyecto Integrador, my biography. Now, I need you to pay attention how I can to fill the information that information the document asks me. Okay, I'm going to read. Now yourself, this sentence express in little words a fundamental way our life. Um, because the person that know yourself had can be clear who is and the way that you have to do. The self knowledge is a tax for all the life. We have our interests, values, and is included all the person that be around with you have changing. In this project, we have the opportunity to identify what is happening in your life and what is the goals that you have obtained or not obtained. That which is the following steps and the things that you have to do today for belong to do. Um, in this activity, the object for this activity, we have to write your autobiography in English. In this, we can to put in practice the skills in this language. And besides, you have to um, have a point in your project of life. You have to write your biography in English. Um, now we have remember in this activity we have to download the document. In this case, we have to download the document my biography. I'm going to check. I'm going to check. I'm going to watch what is the information that you have to fill in. Be careful. What is the way that you fill in the information? No, it's not correct that you fill in a short or write only one sentence, two sentences. Now you have to be focused, and you have to write what is the information that you have to write in the document. Okay, something that I have to say, you look for the words in the dictionary, don't use the Google Translate because when you write in the Google Translate don't think the words and write is not write the correct words. Only write the words that maybe you can't write. Okay, now we have to wait in that the document has be open for words, the program word. Let a minute, let a minute, let a minute. Okay, now we have Proyecto Integrador My Biography. We have the answer. Letter A. Answer the question about the past, present, and future. Illustrate each section with a photography on imaging representing that stage of your life. My past. Past and picture. Where were you born? This is my answer. I was born in December. 31st in 1987. Where do you live? We have the race. I live in the state of Mexico. The state of Mexico. What what were you doing before you started prep and linear set? What is activity that you have to study? Maybe, for example, it's an example. Okay, I were now. I was working. I was working in a Walmart. In a Walmart, you have to work in a Walmart. Maybe like a cashier, maybe in Spanish say cerillos, this person that keep your things in your bags. Okay, I was working in Walmart. Achievements. What were the three most important achievements in your lives? Oh, do you know what is the main achievements? You have to um, mm, you have to select the word, and we have to look for the word in the dictionary. Achievements is not the maybe uh, a pile, a document. No, achievement is your goals. What is your goals? We have to look for. I'm going to check that you check what is the use to the dictionary. If I don't know the word, we have to look for the word in the dictionary. Okay, we have achievements. We have the words to look for in English and translated. It's not translated in Spanish. It's to look for the meaning. And we have to open. We have to waiting minutes. Okay. Um, Achievements is open. Achievements. Accomplishment. Okay. The meaning in Spanish is logro, hazaña. Okay. Or the other is a success, achievement, act of shift, something by hard work, éxito in Spanish. Okay. Now we have to write what were the three most important achievements in your life. In my case, in my case, my first important is I was finishing my career, my career, and be an English teacher, an English teacher, an English teacher. Okay, other important achievement is was in this case I'm going to write who. Remember, in the sentence, it's important that you write who is the person that do the activity. In this case, it's important that you write who is the person that do the activity. In Spanish, everybody says, es que yo hice esto y hice el otro. No, in English, you have to write. In this case, I was finishing my career and be an English teacher. Other activity, I was being a father. This is my other important achievement, other exit. Okay. And other. Oh, we have to write about an experience in which you have overcome some difficult. Overcome. If you know what is the meaning of overcome, you have to select the word and you have to look for in the dictionary. It's important that you look for the words in the dictionary. Superar, vencer, overcome. Okay. About an experience, what is the overcome some difficult? I'm going to grow. Um, in my case, what is the difficult for finish my career? Um, One of the overcome was to study English in the school Other was that um, I I don't like to read long books or texts. It's an example, okay? Long context. And what is the other? One of the other's difficulties or overcomes for me was to have money. In my case, uh, mm, that I need money to be my son and mm, buy things. Okay, this is the three importance. Now, my present and what I want to accomplish. Do you know what is accomplish? You have to select the word. You have to Control C, and in this case, you have to say Control B, and you have to write accomplished. Accomplish is lograr, conseguir. Okay, accomplish. Okay, this my present and what I want to accomplish. What I want to lograr. ¿Qué quiero lograr? Okay, accomplish, lograr. Describe your school and one routine. You have to describe. You have to use present. For example, I wake up. I wake up at 9 after I had breakfast, and after and later we have to do. What do you do at your free time? For example, what I do your free time? I I listen music. I listen music. I listen music. But it's in Spanish. In present, sorry. I listen music. I read some books. Uh, I like to surfing, surfing in Facebook, navegar in Facebook. Okay. What new skills and charms are you trying to overcome? ¿Te gustaría tratar? ¿Cuáles serían las nuevas habilidades o retos que te gustaría retar o te gustaría sobrepasar? Um, um, New skill and challenge. Um, Obtain a better job. Obtain a better job. Obtain a better job. Uh, Travel to another country. To another country. Write about any difficulties in this moment in your life. Maybe one difficult is don't have a lot of money. A lot of money. Any money. What are you doing to overcome these difficulties? Um, um, Work hard, trabajar duro. And save money. Oh, in each sentence on each part, you have to paste a pictures. Okay, that represents maybe my future and my Google plans. What are your plans after completing prep in linea? For example, what are your plans? Maybe um, I'm going to study the university. Would you like to study for a degree? Which one? Which university? A degree. For example, imagine that I'm not be a teacher, but I like to be a teacher. What you like to study? In what you watch in which university? I like to study. For example, I like to study for be a teacher. For be a teacher. A teacher. Which one? In what university? In the Escuela Normal Superior de Mexico. Is for the teacher. What would you like to work on? ¿En dónde te gustaría trabajar? In a school, like a teacher, as a teacher. What is your greatest goal? Um, obtain in Spanish, base, planta. Mhm. We have to look for the word in the dictionary. If you look for the words in the dictionary, mhm, mhm, mhm. Okay, no. Base. Mm, trabajo de base. Base word. Base work. Base work. A base word. Contain a base word. What challenge will you have to face to achieve your goal? ¿Qué, qué es eso? Perdón. ¿Qué retos tendrás que enfrentar? What challenge? The one challenge maybe is to study hard. This is maybe the challenge. Study hard and be the best. Y ser el mejor. Be the best. Write a hard paragraph reflection on what you learned during the models. My my word in other language and my word in other language too. And how they contribute to your formation. Okay, in the part B, you have to write a half page reflection. What and think seriously. What is the things that you learn in this model, in the model 6 and the model 7? Okay, now we have in the option C, you have to record the question and answers of your biography, as well as the reflection point. Save your audio in a cloud and share the link in this space. Remember, don't access over than 2 minutes. Okay, now we have to, this is all the projects, the integrated projects that you have to do. And left the other the other activity that you have to answer. And the other activity that answer is the photo projected. Oh my goodness, photo de integración my struggle. In this photo integración my struggle, you have to answer what is the fear uh, that you that you what is the effort, the difficulty. Okay, now we have to follow the iteration my struggle. During the 2 weeks on the model my life in other language, you have learned on how to express situation that maybe is occurring in this moment, action in the past, and plans on the future. You has been practice your reading skill and listening skill, and that you have to use the oral expression and written expression in English. For integrate your learning in this forum, you have to share everything in English with your classmates and your classmates. Preparing yourself three sentences that you have to write your experience about a one activity that may be difficulty on a success that you have to be afraid to overcome, and it doesn't matter. Finally, you have to gain. And today, the learning that you obtain with this situation, we are one of your abilities. For this, we have to use the expressions about the past and present and the future. Okay. We have to three participations. In your first participation, you have to think a situation in the past that you have some difficulties. How do you live now? How do you overcome? And some purpose that you have some purpose of the future with this example. When I was 7 old, I remember I was so scared of darkness. Now I enjoy the rainy days when the power is off and I can enjoy the silence. I will teach my children not to fear of the darkness. The other participation, you have to write three questions to other classmates about what is she what did the person share in this with the purpose to know more information. You have to apply than something that you have to learn in the 4 weeks in this model. Now, for this model, may live in other language. We have the examples. Hi, Laura. I have some question for you. What do you feel when you lights out? What happens you overcome to feel in the dark? How will you help your children not fear the dark? And your third intervention, your third um, participation in the forum, you have to answer the question for this. Hi, Diego. I feel nervous. Sometimes I couldn't move and started crying. To overcome the fear of darkness, my mother brought me a small lamp and stay on online night. Sorry. And to help my children not be afraid of the dark, and put a star that glow in the dark and the walls of the rooms. In fourth and the last collaboration, you have to write a conclusion about that you have to learn in this forum. Okay, we have in this forum, I learned from the classmates some strategies to overcome difficult situations. There are good ideas, for example. Daniel said about how to overcome their fear of riding a bicycle. Okay, now you have to look for an information and something that you the for example, you have a fear of the darkness, you have a fear of animals, you have a fear of dogs. You have to write how what is the things that you do when you have to overcome this situation. Okay, we have one participation and answer the participation, and I would like to know more about with this question. Have you ever tried to overcome your fear with any therapy? Had it caused you any anxiety to have these fears? Did you tell the parents when you were a girl that this scared you? Okay, now we have to check the questions and you have to answer in your participation and obtain your grade. Okay, students, this is the three main activities that you have to do. And please don't forget to answer the activity socioemocional, the actividad socioemocional 14. Don't forget to write the activity socioemocional. The last question, you have the other activity socioemocional that you have to answer. Okay? Now, for me, this is all. And nobody is here. Okay. For me, this is all the information that I'm going to share with you. Please be connect. It doesn't matter the connection is by WhatsApp, is by the platform. It doesn't matter. It's model because it's model the platform. Okay. Now, thanks for watching the video. Good morning, good afternoon, or good night. It doesn't matter the time. It doesn't matter the time that you watch the video. Thank for watch and for the this is the last the last week that I have to be with you and getting the information. You have my telephone number. You can send me a message about the questions, about the doubts, about the technical problems that you have with the platform, and you have to call me, you have to send a message, and I have to answer. Muchas gracias porque estuvieron con nosotros durante estas 4 semanas. Espero haya sido de utilidad. Espero hayan entendido claramente las actividades que se tienen que hacer. Como lo mencioné hace rato, sí es importante que contesten toda la información. Voy a decirlo un poco en español, nada más voy a tomarme unos 2 minutos. Comenté las 3 actividades, el Learning Forum, las 2 preguntas. Bueno, las 2 preguntas son opcionales porque la más importante fue la que coloqué en el foro hace rato, que es ¿cuál es tu opinión de la segunda lengua? Y qué es lo que tú, si ha cambiado tu opinión antes de estudiar prepa en línea. Si tú ya tienes la experiencia de estudiar en prepa en línea, inglés, ¿cuál es tu experiencia? ¿Si cambió tu opinión o no cambió? En el proyecto integrador, pues sí, ahí tienen que llenar todos los datos que nos pide la bibliografía. Si se dan cuenta, es la culminación y es el pequeño resumen de todas las actividades. Es escribir en pasado, escribir en presente y escribir en futuro. En Forum de ahí es escribir algún miedo que tenías y cómo lo lograste solucionar. ¿Ok? Así el miedo que tenías, ¿cómo lo solucionaste? Primero tienes que mencionar el miedo, qué miedo tenías, cómo lo solucionaste y cómo vives ahora. ¿Qué aprendiste más que nada? En tu segunda participación es preguntarle a alguien más acerca de tu miedo. Ok, vamos a checarlo de una vez. Vamos a checarlo para que quede bien claro. Para que sea claro rápido. Ok. Sí, para que no haya dudas. Entonces, aquí dice que vas a hacer 3 acerca de la situación del pasado que tuviste, cómo la vives ahora y cómo la superaste. En la segunda participación, en tu segunda participación vas a plantear una pregunta a tus compañeros. Y en la tercera participación, así tú vas a plantear una pregunta a tu compañero. Por ejemplo, Andrés le tenía miedo a los gatos y lo superó de antes. Oye, ¿qué pasaba cuando le tenías miedo a los gatos? ¿Qué pasaba cuando veías uno? ¿Qué pasaba con esto? ¿Qué pasaba con otro? Y al final vas a contestar las preguntas que los otros te hagan. Vamos a tomar como día, la mitad de semana, el 11 de diciembre, vamos a tomarla como un día para que todo mundo haya preguntado a los demás. En caso de que no, yo voy a hacer algunas preguntas. Estén atentos a ello, por favor, para que yo les haga las preguntas. Si nadie les ha preguntado, no se preocupen, yo les voy a preguntar. O ustedes pregúntenme a mí, por mí no hay problema, yo les contesto. ¿Ok? No tengan miedo de usar el lenguaje. No ocupen el Google Translate, es algo que comenté al inicio. No lo ocupen porque es muy notorio. Bueno, de mi parte, pues creo que sería todo. De mi parte, creo que sería todo. Sí tuvimos algunos pequeños detalles y unos pequeños atrasos, pero ya estamos revisando y ya faltan muy pocas actividades por revisar. Nada más las únicas que nos faltan son las que entregaron en este sábado y en este domingo. De ahí en fuera tenemos todas las actividades. Les comparto, bueno, no les voy a compartir la diapositiva porque escribimos muy poquita información, pero sí les comparto el link ahorita que acabe la conferencia. Les envío un gran saludo y si se llama la conferencia, dígame, yo la hago mañana a la misma hora, un poco más temprano, porque luego suele suceder. De todas maneras, yo la reviso y en caso de que no, pues ya les haré llegar el comentario. Muchas gracias. Good afternoon, everybody, and you have an excellent day, and pass and good day. See you